Lexington, Kentucky. That was your spring break. Like, did you have MTV show up with their big party vans and the speakers and everybody going crazy in Lexington, Kentucky?
I see how it is. You eat our barbecue, you partake of our culture, and then you mock us. That's fine.
Partake of our culture. Yeah, that's what I did.
Anyways, guys, you may have heard about it, or you may hear the silence behind us, but we've got some news for you. Squeaky is no more. So we'd like to welcome you to Squeakin Bye with Jess and BJ. Michael Winnette's out. We'll talk more about squeakers once we handle a little business we gotta take care of. Another sad story of yesterday in the eliminations department. All the chicks are gone.
We had 7 women in the field. We just needed to get 3 to the end of the day.
We got 1, and she has a lot of chips, that Abby Daniels.
Yeah, but we don't get to chop it up and take like an
I
average.
was like,
If we did average
she's
stack,
got more. She's got 2.5 times as much as the guy in third. That should count for something, but it doesn't. So we
No.
lost that over under. Nicely done, Bookie. We're gonna do what's become a regularly scheduled over under this season on the World Poker Tour. Mike Sexton, still in the tournament, doing well once again. So we're asking, where is Mike finishing in this event?
he's 27th with 51 players remaining.
Slightly below average with about 190,000.
The plan today is to play 6 levels or down to 18, whichever comes first, but we have to be below 27, should hit that. Will Mike Sexton finish higher than 22nd place?
I recall that at Bay 101 in this, I did not believe in Mike as
You bet against
strongly
him.
as I should have. So
Don't
I'm a
sugarcoat it.
believer. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, Mike. You're totally final tabling this one.
And since Jess is just so wrong in her Mike Sexton reads, I hate to say it, but I think he's going to go deep, but I think he's got a bad beat
He's
in
going
his
to
future.
do so on a curve.
He is. He's going to go out on a bad beat, but he's going to go out, and it's going to be unfortunate, but I think it's going to happen.
Now,
Hope I'm wrong.
You know that Mike got to spend some time with Squeaky yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
They were at the same table for a
It's
little
like,
while.
what, they go for drinks together?
And at one point, Michael Winnett, who is heretofore going to be known as Squeaky, asked Mike, Mike, what player do you think that I remind you of? And I think he was trying to hint and get Mike, who was friends with Stu Unger, to say that he was like Stu Unger.
Yeah, like
And
that was going to happen.
Instead, Mike very politely told him that he seems to march to the beat of his own drum, which got him in quite a bit of hot water over the course of the past couple days.
Squeaky was talking a lot and still just has this problem, basically, where he has to talk himself through his hand all the time. Talked about the contents of his hand, talked about the contents of other people's hands in multi-way pots, received several penalties.
He got 4 rounds worth of penalties over the span of 2 days, and it did get so bad that Matt Savage had to, while he was serving the 2-round penalty for the 3rd violation, Matt had to talk to him and say, seriously, dude, if you do this so many more times, we are going to have to kick you out of the tournament.
I think first time I've seen in a WPT event, where a player was given a warning, their next penalty would be their last. After that, they faced expulsion.
I've never seen anyone get 4 rounds worth of penalties, but I've also never seen anyone wear a stuffed space helmet to play poker in.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, he showed up with a stuffed space helmet. He had a little alien card protector.
I think in honor of yesterday's scheduled space shuttle launch.
Most people aren't that nerdy. I figure he's just quirky, marching to that beat of his own drum, which didn't quite work out for him. He went out fairly late in the day, missed the money.
Yeah, final 45 minutes or so, he busted, and was remarkably subdued when he did so. He took the talk with Matt Savage to heart, did settle down after that big penalty, and when he busted, quietly gathered his things and walked out of the room.
Squeak long and prosper, Michael Winnett.
Yes, and I'm nerdy for knowing when a shuttle launches while we're in Florida.
I did it as an homage to you, don't you realize? Anyways, Michael Winnett is out, so now the spotlight is on, crazy enough, the 2 chip leaders, who are big chip leaders in this thing.
Yeah, more than twice as much as the 3rd place finisher. Everybody else has 400,000 and below. 2 chip leaders, both over $1 million.
Abby Daniels looked like she is the last woman standing. She looked like she was going to be the chip leader.
Right.
On the very last hand of play, Taylor von Kriegenberg, who
We
was
did
up
have
there,
2 women. We did have 2 women.
Although,
We
can
still
we
would've
take
lost
a
our
minute to
bet.
say that Lauren Kling, you ruined this bet for us.
Yes.
Lauren knocks out Maria Ho, Then she knocks out Annette Oberstad, and then she has the nerve to go and get knocked out in a bit of a cooler situation.
So if Lauren
against
Kling
Taylor
had just,
Rodriguez.
done a little things better by us, she'd have still been in. Annette, Maria,
We could
and
have
Abby
bragging
Daniels.
rights and-
We'd have beat the Bookie, had 4 women, but as it stands, we have 1. Because last stand of the day, as Jess alluded to, Lauren Kling was eliminated by Taylor von Kriegenberg.
Who took the chip lead with that? He was up there. He had 800-something thousand, but he wasn't anywhere close to Abby. And then this big old pot put him past the million mark, gave him the chip lead, and he was our Rise Player of the Day yesterday. Guy's playing in his first WPT event ever, late regged, and seems
Started
to be doing
on day
just
2.
fine. So that's pretty awesome. We
Yes.
mentioned Mike earlier. We have to go back and discuss this. How cool would it be if WPT Player of the Year was Mike Sexton?
It would be very cool, but
And-
he is at least 2 tournaments. He has to do very well here and very well. It's a little premature.
It's not out of the realm of possibility, though. There are 2 people left in the field that can really make a big dent in the Player of the Year race. Mike, because he final tabled Bay 101 and has a cash at Borgata, can get within 50 points, which is a cash at the championship, of catching Andy Frankenberger. And since he seems to cash everything, it's not out of the realm of
He's
possibility.
closer than I thought.
He does
Go Mike.
have to win, though. Noah Schwartz, who finished 3rd at Festa El Lago, is still in as well. He can tie Andy Frankenberger with a runner-up finish here, or he can take the lead by 200 points with a win. You're right, there are still 51 players left. Technically, we aren't even to the money yet.
Here, I'll even broaden the POY thing. Anyone who wins this tournament and the next tournament, probably going to be Player of the Year.
You are positively
In that sense, we
no
have
fun.
51 players going for runner Player of the Year.
I hate you.
Okay, so they're not as close as Noah and Mike, but still.
You're no fun. So 6 people will be walking away empty-handed today.
Yeah, 6 are going to bust out today before we reach the money at 45 players. That's unfortunate for them, playing into day 4 and having nothing to show for it, but them's the ropes.
All right, we've come to our question of the day. BJ, you're going to love this one. In honor of squeakers and nerdiness all around, who is your favorite astronaut?
Aha! See, now
Aha!
the easy answer here is Neil Armstrong. How do you top walking on the moon? I'm going Jim Lovell, that you know as Tom Hanks in Apollo 13.
I
He
do
played
like
Jim
Tom
Lovell because the Apollo 11 moon landing went exactly as planned. Everything went smoothly and all that. Not that big of a deal. But man, Jim Lovell, Apollo 13, if you've ever seen the documentary on that, just like the movie, that was real. Jim Lovell, the badassest astronaut ever.
It sounds super bad.
Nothing can top that. What's your choice?
It's obviously my boyfriend, astronaut Mike Dexter.
Boyfriend?
Yes, astronaut Mike Dexter. I've spoken about him frequently. Astronaut Mike
I've
Dexter and I
never
are
met
deeply
this
in love.
guy.
Well, that's because he's busy traveling in space.
Astronauts don't live in space. They go up for like a week and a half and come back.
Well, I mean, he's really busy preparing, though. They have to prepare a long time, eat that freeze-dried ice cream and get used to it.
Yeah, but they still have wives and I guess possibly girlfriends.
Like me, astronaut Mike Dexter and I love each other. What do you have? What's so difficult?
Do you have any photos of him?
Well, no, because, you know, being an astronaut, you have to keep a low profile unless you land on the moon. That's how the rules go.
Has he landed on the moon?
I can't talk about that.